Some of the NBA's biggest players and owners who routinely exercise their freedom to criticize this country lose their voices when it comes to the freedom and rights of the people of China.
First of all, man, Vice President Pence needs to shut the hell up, number one.
In siding with the Chinese Communist Party and silencing free speech, the NBA is acting like a wholly owned subsidiary of that authoritarian regime.
All American companies are doing business in China. I thought the criticism of Commissioner Silver and LeBron James was unfair.
Nike promotes itself as a so-called social justice champion. But when it comes to Hong Kong, it prefers checking its social conscience at the door.
I don't understand why these holier than thou politicians, if they so want to worry about China, why don't they stop all transactions with China? President Trump has been talking about and been arguing with tariffs for China for the last 2 years. But I think it's unfair for them to do all their business in China, and just because this thing happened, try to make the NBA and our players look bad.
Mike Pence is the vice president to Donald Trump. A white supremacist who thought the exonerated fives should have been executed said at one of his casinos, "Black guys counting my money? I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day." He was sued by the DOJ for racial discrimination, proclaimed Native Americans operating casinos shouldn't be allowed because they don't look like Indians, racially profiled Barack Obama demanding to see his birth certificate, banned Muslims, called Mexicans rapists, labeled NFL players protesting against systemic racism and police brutality sons of bitches, and they should leave the country, but praised Nazis as very fine people. So when Pence attacks NBA players, it's not even a leg, rather a melting block of ice caps due to global warming that he stands on. It's a hypocritical stance for Pence, blasting NBA players for not using their platform.
Vice President Pence walking out of that Colts game in Indianapolis Sunday when players from the San Francisco 49ers knelt during the national anthem.
Recall October 2017. Mike Pence walked out of a Colts game in protest because athletes used their platform to protest police brutality. He tweeted, "I left today's Colts game because POTUS and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, or our anthem." Pence's protest to the protest, a charade and waste of taxpayer dollars, cost the American people $325,000. Pence said he condemned the NBA for its reaction earlier Thursday, saying it's un-American for U.S. companies to embrace censorship. Yet Pence backed Trump's call for the NFL's new anthem rules, where players must stand for the anthem, stripping their First Amendment rights, with which he called it a stunning victory for President Trump, and even tweeted, "winning," which, in effect, censors Americans. Pence said some of the NBA's biggest players and owners who routinely exercise their freedom to criticize this country lose their voices when it comes to the freedom and rights of other peoples. May I just remind you, VP, this administration stripped the rights of those seeking asylum, a right in this country, and was responsible for 1,500 more child separations. Their voices were lost through mandated kidnapping.
Vice President Mike Pence and Republican lawmakers have just toured a border facility in McAllen, Texas, where migrants are being detained amid concerns over the conditions at these centers.
And this was the VP's reaction. If Pence is so concerned, which he's not, then he should stop using iPhones, personal computers, air conditioners, couches. I mean, let's go, VP, put your money up. There is an outlier of consistencies when following this administration and sports. They are comfortable attacking leagues like the National Football League, where the racial breakdown of players is over 70% black, and the NBA over 80%, according to Global Sport Matters. It is this corrupt administration's calling card, attacking the black athlete whenever they have the chance, a racist motive fueled by a racist president. Not my findings. By the way, per Quinnipiac, 51% of voters say yes, Trump is racist. That number, by the way, is still surprisingly low. A corrupt administration with racist bylaws and who preach good old American values, yet suck up to authoritarians like Kim Jong-un, Bolsonaro, and Vladimir Putin. Only crime and the criminal, it is true, confront us with the perplexity of radical evil, but only the hypocrite is really rotten to the core.